Today we are happy here to have ATC because they are going to celebrate their first anniversary. So, and we're glad to have our guests here from ATC, Miss Dorcas and Mr. George. So, and we are going to handle this moment in our show. Me, Motosim, and my colleague, Mr. John.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So, we're glad to listen from this guest. And so, Miss Dorcas, can you tell a little bit ourselves to make our audience to get to know you?
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Motosim, for the word. As you said, my name is Dorcas and I'm the head director of the ATC.
Thank you. Mr. George?
Yeah, all right. My name is George. I'm the coordinator in A.T.C. It's been more than a year now. So it's a joy to be here on this show.
Okay, great. We are happy to have you here today. We have a set of questions that we come up with our audience frequently ask about ATC. So, and we are happy to have you here to answer those questions. So we are going through question one by one. And first, I will start by Mr. George. What do you mean by ATC?
All right. The full form of A.T.C. is Awakened Traveling Circle. Though at the beginning it was called African Training Club, but we changed it to Awakened Traveling Circle now. That's the full form of A.T.C. as of now.
Okay, so on top of that, I can ask, what is ATC? So the structure, the inside, what is really ATC? Because we know only your name.
Yes, having the name itself says who we really are. Awakened Traveling Circle. So we are awakened, we are traveling, and we are circled as a family. Awakened means we do awake people who are still sleeping, people who have dreams but they are still sleeping. They really don't know how to start, how to do it, how they can go forward. So we awaken them and we all thrive together so that we can accomplish our dreams.
Well,
Awesome. You say you awake people. How do you awake them? Do you go to their home and wake them in the morning, or what do you do exactly by awakening?
Okay, all right. We do believe that everything works with what we call the mindset. So we mostly focus on the mindset of people. So we awake it by our speeches that we give them. Through motivational speeches, we awake the mindset of people. We make them understand that they really have to accomplish their goals. They really have to be focused on what they do. And we also keep awakening those who are already awake.
Oh, that's great. So I need to be awakened. So tomorrow I
Yeah,
will
of course,
ATC
yeah.
formally, yeah. That's very nice. So as ATC and organizations, we really want to know who is the founder of ATC.
Okay. Yeah, first of all, I would like to say that in ATC we don't have founder, but we have co-founder of the ATC.
yes.
And there are four. We have Mr. Joseph, we have Mr. Kevin, and we have Mr. David and Mr. Jovens. These are the co-founders of the ATC.
So you mean all of them founded ATC?
Yes.
So what if one day someone just came from nowhere claiming to be the founder of ATC?
Okay, first of all, what you need to know is that in the ATC we have some documents like rules and regulation, we have our status, so it's not only a matter of one person, but it's a matter of four of them, and also the board of coordinators, we have the servant and all, so it's not a matter of one person.
So you mean everything done around those four people?
Yes.
Okay.
So how does it started? Because it's really amazing. Four people, they have a unique idea. So they came together and they started. This is something really unique. So you mean to say that those people, they all came together and start ATC, or idea came from somebody that after the time they came together and applied this idea to have ATC?
Okay, great. It's not that they came all of them with a unique ideas. Each and every person come with a different ideas, and together they thought they can make something great.
Okay,
Out
so
of those ideas.
it's a set of people coming together?
Yes.
Okay.
It's like I have my idea, you have your idea, and together we can make something.
Okay, that's amazing.
So as they are co-founders, four people,
Yeah.
they started ATC. So is there any difference if somebody claim he to be a founder of ATC, because maybe he think that this idea came from him first, then he approached those people to continue the process. Is there any difference?
Okay, as I said, it's not a matter of one person, it's a matter of many people, as we have our status, and in our status it's clearly stated, it's clearly mentioned there.
Okay.
Okay, wonderful. So next question is going to Mr. George. What is make exactly ATC different from other organizations?
Okay, first of all, the ATC is a non-profitable organization. So we really do things for free. We deliver speeches for free. We feed people's mind for free. So that's the first
You mean
thing.
in your everything like show and everything, people come for free?
Yeah, everything is now for free. Though
Now.
we do. Yeah, it has always been for free, let me say.
Oh, that's
Okay.
awesome.
Yeah, and the second thing is like in ATC we really do care about our members. That's why we call ourselves family. So as I said, the full form of ATC is a working thriving circle. A circle is a family. So we do consider our members, we check on them, we care about them. So this is one of the things that makes the ATC different
Okay, you mean to say
other
that the
organizations.
uniqueness of ATC is giving the service free
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the family spirit.
as a family spirit?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's awesome. So there are a couple of organizations in Bangalore itself.
Mhm.
Because ATC, we knew it in Bangalore, it has been like 4 years, it's been running in Bangalore.
Mhm.
But there are a couple of organizations similar to ATC, like FISABI, like Congolese community, like Zone in Bangalore, some kind of Sudanese community.
Big organization.
So it's also similar organization. So if we compare those organizations with ATC, what makes different?
Yeah, I will not be here to compare any organization with the ATC, but let me say that we have our uniqueness in whatever we do. So we
Okay.
cannot really compare ourselves with others because what we do is totally different from what others do. So we feed people's mind. It's not something easy that you can find it in anywhere else. You know, we deliver motivational speeches that can feed people's mind, that can help people move forward in their lives, and it's something that's really unique. That's really rare, if I can say. So this is what makes us really different from others.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's amazing. Well answered anyway. So I have another question. You are the coordinator of ATC, and
Yeah.
I think you are not the only one. So what
Sorry.
does it take to be a coordinator in ATC? Like you need to be voted maybe by the board of director, or how
Okay.
does it take?
Yeah, as the head director said it in the previous question, she said that ATC being a serious organization, we have our rules and regulations, we also have our status. So in the status, it mentions all the, I can say, what is needed for somebody to be a coordinator.
Okay.
So all the qualities, all the characteristics, all the, whatever points which are needed for somebody to be a coordinator, I can call them the criteria that's needed for somebody to be a coordinator.
So what are those criteria?
Okay, you seem like going deep in our secrets, in our things. Okay, I will tell them.
Okay.
The criteria which are needed for somebody to be a coordinator. First of all, you need to be a faithful servant because we first of all have a group of servants.
Okay.
You need to be a faithful servant, distinguished in commitment and in morals and character. Whatever you do, you need to be really distinguished. And at that point, I will say the HD as well as the president, the secretary, and the general director will really select you as a coordinator.
So you mean to say someone will start already as a servant, or we need to start somewhere before becoming a servant, then becoming a coordinator?
Oh, amazing. That's a good question actually.
Yeah.
First of all, somebody starts as a member only in the ATC. Okay, so after that, you will become what we call a permanent member, a member on whom we can count. You know, we know that even if it rains, we will see him. That's the person that we call a permanent member, and after that, we will have the servant. The servant will belong to the servant team where some decisions are taken, how we can run the organization and all. So after becoming the servant, that's when you can now be promoted to be a coordinator, or take different responsibilities in the ATC.
Okay.
If I would like to add also something to what Mr. George said, is in ATC we are not electing people.
Okay.
We believe in abilities of people, in capacity, in what a person can do. And it's based on that we can give
This
you
understanding
a
is-
position. You can get a position.
That's great because we know many organizations they are suffering because they want to have democracy. Things will be done by elections.
Yeah, of course.
But in ATC, no election.
So,
Yeah,
as
that's
if
why
you
we
are
are very
going.
different from other organizations.
Oh,
So
this is
different.
This is one of the uniqueness of ATC.
Exactly.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Oh,
That's
so
good.
you select people instead of electing them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We believe
Wow.
in abilities of people.
Okay, let
Wow.
me come back on this. Okay, I have one more question, Mr. George. What is the process to take somebody to join ATC, for example?
Yeah.
Okay, what is the process to take somebody to join the ATC?
Yeah, like me, I'm so excited. I
Yeah,
want
of
to
course.
become a member of ATC.
So do I. Yeah.
What are the steps I have to take?
Okay, as I told you, the ATC is really free of cost. My brother, you come attend the meeting, you are a member of ATC.
Oh.
So you don't need any sign-up purpose, any entry fees, you don't need anything to become a member of ATC. Just come in our meetings, be faithful to our meetings, and you will be one of our members. You will be counted among one of our.
Okay, Miss ATD. So what is the process? Somebody can check to join ATC. I'm really excited to join ATC. What could I do?
Okay, yeah, great. That is a really great question. What I will tell you is like in ATC we have no criteria for you to join our meeting. There is no restriction. You just need to be there. And nowadays we are going online, so just join us on our YouTube channel every Thursday and Monday. We'll be having great things, so just join us and you'll be a member.
Oh,
of
that's
ATC.
awesome. Just simply to join you online and subscribe, like your videos. It will give me credential to join
Wow.
ATC.
As per now, you need just to be online, to be connected, and when it comes to our physical meeting, just your presence is enough for you to be
Wow.
called an ATC member.
So I have a question, Miss Dorcas, is it?
Yeah.
So you said that to be like a servant, you need to pass through some criteria to be selected as one of the servants, as well as a coordinator.
Exactly.
So how come that you take everyone into your organization? So whoever come from nowhere, from any organization, you can take even spies into your organization. You never know. So how do you know that this person is a good one to settle in our organization and better? Maybe 2 years, after 2 years, maybe after 1 month, you select them as your servant.
That's why I think Mr. George said it previously. We are checking on the abilities of people. We are checking on your commitment. You know, commitment does not start when you reach a certain position.
Okay.
But even where you started at the low beginning, we can still see your commitment, and based on your commitment, you can be selected as a servant until you reach coordinator and done.
Wow, it's
Oh, that's
amazing.
great.
Mhm. And it seems like things are going on it, that means it's getting hot. But people, let's see out after this moment.
That's great.
Mhm.
Okay, that's awesome. Moving on to the next question. So, Miss HT, is ATC is a versatile platform? What does it mean to say? Is ATC the platform for everybody
Mm.
from Africa, India, Europe?
Yes, exactly. ATC is open to each and every nation, each and every nationalities. Wherever you are, you can join the ATC. So we are our doors are widely open for everybody.
So you mean to say that it's for everyone?
Yes, everyone. Even
But-
you can join us.
Okay.
We have no restrictions.
So going to that, you said even I can join you, no problem.
Exactly.
Yes.
So by seeing your organization, I'm seeing more Africans than even citizen of this Bangalore city. I mean, and as well as Indian. Not to say that I never see or never saw someone from different country coming into your organization, but it's really ATC like welcoming everyone from everywhere.
It's not because you're not seeing Indians or other nationalities that
Mhm.
we are restricted.
Okay, so
So,
what
yeah.
is the sense behind all of that? People not coming into your organization. I mean, from different countries, maybe.
We have
Not
we have-
to name their racial standard or originality.
Okay, we have many nationalities actually. First of all, in ATC, we have
Okay.
Sudanese, we have Afghanis, we have
Okay.
many nationalities in the ATC. So it doesn't mean like if you're not seeing some other nationalities, it means like we are restricted. So no, we are open to everybody. So no matter your nationalities, no matter your nation, you can still join us.
Really?
Yeah, we
Yes.
welcome you warmly.
Okay, okay. Moreover, as you are in India, the majority of ATC members, starting from president as you call, coming on down to normal members, most of them are African, and ATC is running in Bangalore itself. So, and this is its first anniversary. That's been 4 years ATC exists in Bangalore, but we couldn't see Indians there.
Of course.
So, how can ATC to be diversity platform?
Okay, what I will answer to this question. We are trying to make an impact everywhere we go. And it depends on the way people are responding to that. But on our side, we are really working out in order to get everybody.
Okay, talking about impacts. Once I saw you people going with this system of, I don't know, discovery, yeah, I remember. You used to call different countries coming into your organization, doing their exposure about their countries and making known their countries. So what stopped that session?
Oh, it directed to me.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, yeah. It's not that we stopped with that, but we are still planning to have one more discovery day.
Okay.
Yeah, just to add to what you said, it's just one of our events. So in a year, we really have so many events. So we'll also plan for that.
Wow.
We'll have also that event.
Okay, going further. So, Mr. George, as you were answering to that question, I have also an opportunity to give you again for another question. So, what do you guys mean by saying we share to improve? Because I came once into one of your meetings, I had people saying, we share to improve, we share to improve. Yeah, so I was like, what is this? Is this like kind of... Yeah, I thought that it was a school maybe. Because people was like, we share to improve. So, what does it mean? So, from where this one come from?
Okay, all right. Can you please help me say we share to improve when I say ATC? ATC.
We share to improve.
Yes.
Okay. So this was right, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's actually our motto. So we really do believe in the power of sharing.
Okay.
Because we know that each and everybody has something in him that he can also share so that he can improve somebody else's life. So you have an idea. Mr. Mutasim has a thought, Miss Douglas has an idea, and we all come together, we share so that we can all improve also together as a family.
Wow.
That's
amazing.
the
Okay,
meaning
you are
of our
sharing to
motto.
improve. What do you share exactly?
Yeah, is it food or money? Maybe because you're non-profit.
Yes,
I
of
know.
course.
But
We
maybe
can share money also
Yeah, of
to improve
course.
our business.
Yes, we are also sharing money.
you're sharing money.
Yes,
So
We can still share it.
that mean you call people for free, but you're giving them money so that they can still come into your organization.
Yes, for transportation, right?
Is it?
That's not true. That's not what we do.
Okay.
we,
So
do we do share everything. We share ideas. We
Yeah.
share speeches. We share even love. We share everything
So
so that
what
we can all
what
improve
are you
together.
focusing more in sharing? Because you usually say with force and power we share to improve. What do you share mostly?
Okay, what do we mostly focus in sharing? We mostly focus in sharing speeches that can help people to improve in their lives.
Okay, like about knowledge, what business.
Motivational speeches,
Okay.
informative presentations that can help people add to their knowledge.
Okay, that's amazing.
Okay, that's great. And one of the things also I realized that when you are sharing, you used to say this is a sharing moment, and you gather people, and like five people, and you just share something among them. What you really do in that moment?
Okay, yeah, after presentations, after people being on the stage, sharing their presentation and all, we do believe that each and everybody has his opinion. So that's why we also gather people. We have a time that we call the sharing moment, where we gather people. People are in groups of 4 or 5 people, where they are sharing so that they can give their own opinion about the topics which have been shared.
Okay, great. Moving on to the next question. This is question related to your servant. So you in ATC call your members servant, not the leaders. Why you do call them servant?
All right. Is it directed to me or should
Yes,
I
it's
answer?
yours.
All right. Okay. Why do we call ourselves servants instead of leaders? We do believe that a good leader, a perfect leader, should be somebody who is ready to serve, who has the serving spirit. So that's why we moved from leader to servant, because we were actually called leaders, but afterward we really understood that being a leader, you have to be a good servant. So that's why we prefer the word servant rather than leader.
Okay, so I felt like Mr. George is kind of going right and left, so HD, Miss Dorcas, is it?
Yes.
So why do you call your people servants? Is it that they need to call you only as leader and calling themselves as servants, or it's kind of everyone need to be called servant?
Yeah, to answer to your question, first of all, I would like to tell you that even I myself, the head director, I'm a servant of the
Really?
ATC. Yeah, so we are first of all servants
Okay.
before becoming, I don't know, a head director or coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
We are first of all servants. We are there to serve others. As
Yes.
good leaders, we need first to serve others.
Okay.
Because if I'm there just to show people how they need to do without doing it myself, I'm becoming a boss, and I'm not a boss.
Wow.
Oh, that's
And we are really proud of it.
Okay.
Another boss.
Yeah, I can feel that. Yeah.
That is the
But
spirit.
let's go back to previous question. As I mentioned, you used to create a small group and
Yeah.
you used to share something.
Mm-hmm.
But at that moment, you have a leader, and he's a member of ATC, could handle that moment to lead the group. But they are a leader in the group there when you face your normal members. But in the ATC structure, they are servant.
Yeah, of course.
Is it?
Yeah, as we said, before we are called leader, and we realize that for you to be a good leader, as Mr. George said, you need to be a servant. You need to serve others. By serving others, you can also lead them. That's
Okay.
why in the group sharing we have leaders, they are leading the group. They are showing the group how things need to happen.
Okay.
And that's the service that they are even doing to the
Yeah.
group.
So
that,
you
that
mean
service
by-
is called leading.
Okay, you mean by calling them servants, you call them so that they can lead, like showing something that people need to do, because at the same 10 points, maybe in your group sharing, people need not, or they don't have that knowledge of your questionnaire, maybe, is it?
Yeah, they really show to people how they can answer the question. They coordinate that group. So the service
Okay,
that
okay.
that's the
Yeah,
service
it's a
that
service
they
that we are providing, so
Mhm.
it's normal to call ourselves servants, right?
Wow.
Okay. And before move on to last question, so I attend couple of ATC celebration, because in ATC there are many celebration, like anniversary celebration, like awakening events. So and those kind of events, they cost money, because even you provide food. I've eaten that and I like it.
Yeah, I
So I want to know,
yeah.
as ATC is non-profit organizations, where do you get this money to do these amazing events?
Or maybe you do have sponsors, we never know.
Yeah, great. That's really a great question. I really like the question. What I will say regarding this question is that till now we are financing ourselves.
Okay.
We are servants. We used to contribute for our event, and up to now we don't have sponsors. So you are watching us. If you want to to contribute to this great platform. If you want to give us your support, either let it be financially or any other support that you want to give us, you are really welcome. Just do contact us to the number which is on the screen.
Okay, so people do contact the ATC. As Miss Dorcas, she's the HD, and she said that she knows well organization as well.
Exactly.
So on top of that, Miss Dorcas, you were answering, is it?
Yeah.
So you do have a president as I heard of, yeah? So people are asking this question.
Yes.
You know, in many organizations, people used to vote, you know. Let's speak about in terms of, let's speak in worldwide, let's go in countries, yeah? We have presidents who is voted by people because it's democracy. So why do you have a president and not voting him? Is it a kingdom? Maybe. Instead of calling him president, you need to call him king.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, because
I don't think that you need to call him president if he's not someone who will. Okay, let's assume that he passed away. We do not wish that. Yeah, he passed away today. So who will take his place?
his son, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's known from the beginning till now. He's a president.
President. So since its first year, he has been like selected. I don't know, selected or nominating himself as a president. So you guys come, we have the idea, but I'm the president. So is it like that, or by a certain time of like in the future, I may kind of changing this ATC and say that I need to leave this to someone else, or how do you defend that?
Okay, what I will say regarding to this question, first of all, I would like to say again what I said. In ATC, we are not electing people. We believe in abilities of people.
So that's, there is no democracy.
It's not. It's not about democracy. It's about how you perform.
Okay.
Going to your question, what I will say, we have, as I said, we have the co-founders and we have the administration. So in the co-founder, as I said, we have Mr. Joseph, Mr. Kevin, Mr. David, and Mr. Jovens. And in the administration is like the administrative part, as the word itself said it. So in that we have three persons only. We have Mr. Joseph, Mr. Kevin, and Mr. David. Three persons. We have the president, who is Mr. Joseph.
Yes.
We have the general secretary, who is Mr. Kevin. And we have the general director, who is Mr. David.
Okay.
So this is how it's working. They are co-founders and they are also part of the administration. So this is how it's happening.
Okay,
So,
great. I have one more question on this. From first ATC anniversary till now, only one president, same president till now, same general secretary, same head director, and those are the co-founder of ATC. That means no way to somebody else to become in these positions. Only those co-founders they will maintain.
So that means you are joining ATC not hoping to be once a secretary.
4 years, one person is a president, one person is a head director, one person is a general secretary, and they are the co-founder. Why other people won't know?
Okay, it's a great question. What I will say regarding this question is that we are working actually like a company. You know, they are co-founders and they are also part of the administration, but it all depends on their availability. If at the moment we find that the president is no more available to take that post of the president, we can still allot that position to somebody else. So it will be a decision which will be taken by the co-founder of the ATC. So themselves, they are going to choose a person who can fill that position in a very great way.
Okay, you do mean that those co-founders, they have highest authority in ATC. Those who are selecting people in ATC and nobody will select them, they will be there, they will maintain forever. Let's imagine.
Obvious, they are co-founders, so
yes.
obvious.
Let's imagine, for example, one of them is not there. For example, we don't hope to happen that, but if somebody passes away, who will replace them? Or what's the criteria? You can choose a president.
As I said, the criteria may be the way the person is performing. First of all, it's also a matter of availability. It's a matter also of abilities that the person is having. As I said it previously, we believe in abilities and capacities of people. So if they think that, let's say maybe Mr. George is able to be a president of the ATC, so they can still give him that position.
So as we are talking about president, we know that ATC has a great structure, starting from president, general secretary, head director, coming to, for example, HD or head director of the place like Bangalore, coming to the coordinators, coming to the servants, and the last normal members. So in fact, the decision came from servant or coordinators to change president or to change one of general secretaries, for example. If that will happen or not?
Yeah, it can happen if we servant, we see that the president is not performing well or is no more available, what he's doing is not correct. We can still complain for him to be changed.
Okay, to whom will you complain?
We are going to complain to the co-founders.
Wow, this democracy at least.
Yeah, and
Yes.
they can still choose somebody else who can perform well after analyzing, of course.
Okay.
Oh, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good.
That's-
You can find the way to become president.
Yeah, of course.
No. But as of now, he's the president and he
Okay.
remains the president
Okay.
of ATC.
So you guys like him, is it?
Yes,
Obviously.
we love him so much.
So he's working smoothly and treating you well as well, I think.
Exactly.
Wow, he's
We
amazing.
really appreciate the work and
Wow.
like it. Yeah.
So people, this was our last question.
Yes.
But Mr. Mutasim, we have received a bunch of questions. I remember one from Milwaukee just before we start the show.
Yes, and
Yeah.
one from Russia.
Yeah.
She also asked some questions, and
Yeah.
there are many questions.
But
So those questions will be answered by HD of ATC, and that will be a live show. Will be handled in Instagram.
yeah.
So I really tell you that, in fact, you have any comment or you have something you need to ask, so you make sure that you will be there.
Yeah.
So in Instagram to watch the live. There you can raise your own question and
Yeah.
you will get the answers. Yeah.
And this will be a live streaming, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can tell us about the dates or the day when you guys will be live. Because people need to be connected with you so that they can receive response to their question as well.
Yes.
And on top of that, people may ask us a question. I think that you'll be ready to answer to that.
Yes. As you are listening to us now, if you've got any other question that you wanted to ask again, we are going live on Instagram. It will be on Sunday. This Sunday, it will be in the night time according to the Bangalore timing. So make sure you join us live. The details will be again sent so that we can all be together answering to all your questions that you have.
And also, if you have your question, don't forget to put it on the comment box.
Yes,
Okay.
it's just a matter of time that we really don't have time to answer to all the questions now, but we will answer to them again on our Instagram live.
Okay. But we
So-
appreciate that, yeah.
Mr. John, we have done with our first part of our today's program, and now we're about to move to the next part. And before you go there, so Mr. George, we thank you a lot to join us here in our show. And we need you if you have any message to say or anything to say to our audience.
Alright, yeah, it was really a privilege for me to be here answering to the questions that people have about the A.T.C. So, as we said, if you still have more, you can again ask, and we really thank you for being here with us. So, still tuned in because we have a lot of surprises that are coming up. So, thank you so much.
So, without forgetting, we know that this is A.T.C 4th anniversary, is it?
Yes.
So people need to know how A.T.C used to celebrate their anniversary.
Of course, yes. Yes, yeah.
And for that, in every anniversary, there is no lack of cake.
Exactly.
Yes,
So,
exactly. And
yeah.
that's very amazing moment. I
Yes.
enjoyed it last time.
Oh, really?
Yes, of course. I love it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is going to be exciting moment. Yeah.
So we need people also to see how A.T.C used to celebrate their anniversary.
Yes.
So people stay tuned and let's see after this moment.
Yes.
Yes. Go. 4 years now, huh?
Yes.
Amazing. A.T.C. A.T.C. If you wanna do something, if you don't, if you really wanna do something, if you don't,
have been HD in ATC, so it's almost a year. So, and as we knew previous years, HD led 1 year. So, we want to know what's next.
Yeah, thank you so much for the question, Mr. Mutasi. Yeah, due to my availability, I will not be able to perform as the head director of the ATC. So it has been already 1 year since from 2019 to 2020. So I've been the head director of the ATC. And today I'm going to introduce to you the one who is going to carry over all the activities of the ATC as the head director of ATC Bangalore.
So, you have been HD in ATC almost 1 year. And you said that you are going to introduce new HD. So, could you tell us what's your experience in ATC?
Yeah, okay, so thank you for the question. My experience as a head director of the ATC, it was really an helpful thing for me. I've learned a lot being the head director of the ATC, being there, leading people, and the most thing that I can say is leading people who are elder than you. It's not really something easy. It was difficult. We have up and down, but still we are there, and with the team we accomplished great things, and that's it.
Okay, more on that, could you please mention few things what happened during your times? What are the things, common things you have done in your...
Yeah, thank you for the question. In my time, in this 1 year as I was the head director of the ATC, we implemented some new things, and it was really great. We have the ATC 2.0 where we had conferences, we had a debate, and we also had a day out in March. It was at Guanta, and it was really great. We enjoyed, and still we are implementing new things. So it's like a journey. I'm stopping somewhere, and the person is going to carry to another point.
Okay.
That's awesome.
So I think you're not taking like for a lifetime. You can't be an HD for a lifetime. So how many years or months minimum can a HD take the overall?
Yeah, the minimum time is 1 year, but depending on the availability of the person, if he is available, let's say for 2 years or 3 years, he can still continue.
Okay,
if
so
he's performing well, of course.
wow, that's amazing. So what's next after this, all your experience and everything? What's next now for ATC?
Yeah, for the ATC now, what is next is that we are going to have a new head director. He's going to continue, as I said, it's a journey. I've stopped somewhere, and the person is going to continue until he reaches also another level. So today, as I said, I'm going to introduce to you the new head director of the ATC, and this the one who is going to take the leadership of the ATC.
So that means today.
Yeah, today, and allow me to introduce the new head director
Of
the
course,
ATC
of course.
in your
We
show.
can't wait. We can't wait to know him. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a great privilege for me to announce to all my ATC family, to you also, wherever you are watching us. So today I'm going to introduce to you the new head director of the ATC, and he's a great person, and he's really he has the abilities to carry this platform forward, and we believe in his abilities. So the new head director of the ATC is Mr. Joel Kazadi, as is here.
Wow!
Congratulations, sir. Yeah, of course, of course.
Great, yeah.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you so much. So, sir, it's awesome. It's awesome. Yeah, we can feel that a lot of crowds and people, they really feel you. So they expecting you are going to do your best. Congratulations, Mr. Joel, becoming a head director of this wonderful, amazing organization, ATC. So a couple of things have done in the period of Miss Dorcas. She started something called ATC 2.0.
Yeah,
and also she ran something like debate, conference, outgoings. So we really want to listen from you, or we want to know your plan, what you are going to do exactly during your prayer.
Thank you so much for that question. And what I will say that, as she mentioned, it is just a continuation of the work, because we have the vision, and we're still going to that vision. The thing that she has implemented, such as debates, conferences and all, we are still going to have that. Because our vision is to improve the lives of people around us.
Yes.
So my plan is to continue to carry over the work of the ATC.
Okay, so talking about vision, what are the updates that ATC is waiting from you, especially?
Okay, actually, since the past 4 years, we have been working in the background about our global vision. We have heard us saying that we are planning to become global, and I want to announce to you that now the ATC is really global. It is a reality. We are now in 3 countries in the world.
Wow.
We are in India, here in Bangalore, and we are in Sudan, and we are also in Congo in 2 cities, Lubumbashi and Kinshasa. And during this week only, the president is going to come, address to you, and give you more details about all of that.
Yeah, so I heard also that they are releasing video online. So will it
Yes.
stop with, because Ms. Dorcas is going right now,
Yes.
so she's stopping with her leadership. I don't know, will you continue with, as you used to do with online video, or will it stop being alive and you will come back to physical meeting?
Wow, that's just a wonderful question. Yeah, about the update, what I would like to announce to you is that from now henceforth, we are going to release 2 videos per week, which means on Monday, we're going to have our Monday sharing. It's about topic presentation. And then on Thursday, we're going to have our Thursday motivation. It's about the motivation. That's our update about the ATC.
Okay, that's amazing.
Oh, that's great, yeah. So you mean that the new program is going to start from now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's great. This is a good news for the A.T.C members. They are going to start this new program. So next, we had you here. It's a great moment and a privilege to have you here in our show. Thank you, all of you. We're happy to have you here, and thank you. So you guys, we had a wonderful moment in our show. You saw what we have done. So thank you so much for joining us in this wonderful moment. Don't forget to subscribe and leave comment. And as you know, A.T.C is one of the great organizations. They have a lot of things, motivation speak, events, and so on. So make sure to subscribe and leave comment. Thanks all of you. So stay tuned.